Level 1. The summer you think you understand the market. You are 20 years old. It is the second Monday of June. You walk through the revolving doors of 1585 Broadway in Midtown Manhattan for the first time as a Morgan Stanley summer analyst, and the trading floor hits you before your eyes adjust. The noise, the light, the sheer density of screens. You counted them once from across the room. You stopped at 40. You are being paid $1,200 a week. You have read Flash Boys on the NJ Transit train from Penn Station, and you believe, with genuine conviction, that you understand how markets work. You do not. Day 1, you show up in a suit. Every actual trader is wearing a fleece vest with the firm logo on it. No tie. One of them is wearing running shoes that cost more than your first month of rent. You loosen your tie in the elevator on the way back from lunch and never wear it again. Your desk is called the Summer Analyst Bullpen. 6 desks pushed together near the back of the floor, away from the real terminals. At 7:15 a.m. on your third day, you send a half-finished comp sheet to a VP named David. You have not eaten yet. David does not respond. This is worse than any response he could have given. The real traders arrive at 5:30 in the morning. You set your alarm for 4:45 and feel heroic. You will feel this way for exactly 9 days. You attend a lunch and learn where a managing director explains the difference between flow trading and prop trading. You nod the entire time. You retain approximately none of it. You write the words flow and prop in your notebook and draw a line between them. The line means nothing. At the end of 10 weeks, you receive a return offer. The email arrives at 4:52 p.m. on a Thursday. You read it 3 times in the bathroom. You accept within the hour. You have no idea what you have just agreed to. Level 2. First-year analyst, learning what you do not know. You are 22, September. You have completed 7 weeks of institutional training at 2 Morgan Stanley Way in Purchase, New York, sitting in a classroom with 112 other analysts learning bond math, options pricing, Bloomberg terminal navigation, and how to read a term sheet without your face showing that you are lost. You pass the Series 57 exam. You are, on paper, a licensed trader. You are terrified every single morning. Your base salary is $110,000. Your year 1 bonus will land somewhere between $30,000 and $50,000. You tell people at bars that you work in finance. This is technically accurate and almost entirely misleading. Your job title is Junior Flow Trader. You are the hands, not the brain. Senior traders decide, you execute. 100,000 shares of Apple at the open, first real trade, 4th week of October. Your hands shake, the order goes through clean. You sit very still for 30 seconds afterward. You run the morning sheet, overnight European market moves, futures positioning, key earnings releases, which must be ready by 6 a.m. You set 3 alarms. The first one goes off at 4:15. In your 4th month, you enter a buy order for 10,000 shares of a mid-cap industrial stock instead of 1,000. The position is corrected in 40 seconds. The correction cost the desk approximately $8,000. Your VP looks at you once. He says nothing. You will remember that look for the rest of your career. You eat lunch at your desk every day for 6 months. A sad salad from the building cafeteria. You eat it in 11 minutes. You have not seen your college friends in 9 weeks. You stop counting after that. By month 8, your hands stop shaking on executions. You do not know yet whether this is growth or desensitization. Both, probably. You stay until 8 p.m. not because anyone told you to. You stay because you are trying to understand something you cannot yet name. Level 3, second year. You start having opinions. You are 24. 3 analysts from your cohort of 12 are already gone, 1 to a startup, 1 to graduate school, 1 quietly counseled out in February. You survived. You have been given a seat. You now cover energy equities. You follow crude oil futures, Exxon, Chevron, Halliburton. You read the EIA Weekly Petroleum Report every Thursday at 10:30 a.m. like it is a religious text. Your total compensation this year is approximately $180,000. You have stopped feeling rich. You have started feeling like you are behind. You write a 2-page internal memo arguing that the market is mispricing natural gas volatility going into winter. Your VP reads it. He says interesting. He never mentions it again. You keep the memo. You will look at it in 11 years and discover you were right. You can now explain the Greeks, delta, gamma, theta, vega. Without pausing to think, you explain vega to a first-year analyst at a bar on a Wednesday night and feel, for the first time, like you actually know something real. The first year nods exactly the way you used to nod. You recognize it immediately. You arrive at 5 a.m. without an alarm now. Your body has recalibrated. This is not discipline, it is biological adaptation. Your circadian rhythm belongs to the market. 3 weeks into Q3, your VP goes on paternity leave. You run the energy book solo for 12 trading days. On a Thursday afternoon, ahead of an OPEC meeting, you make a discretionary call to reduce the desk's exposure to offshore drilling stocks. The desk makes money. Your name is mentioned in a meeting you were not in. You find out from an analyst who was. You do not react visibly. Inside, you file it carefully. Level 4. Associate. Your first real book. Your first real losses. You are 26. You have moved to Point 72 Asset Management on Park Avenue, where the culture is harder and the upside is larger, and nobody pretends the two facts are unrelated. You now run your own book. $20 million in notional exposure. Every morning the P&L is yours. Every loss has your name on it. Your base is $150,000. Your bonus potential is between $150,000 and $400,000, entirely dependent on performance. You now understand viscerally what eat what you kill means. You understood it intellectually before. That was not the same thing. The first time your book is down $700,000 in a single session, a Tuesday in March, surprise Fed statement, rates, you feel something you will later describe only as a very cold feeling that starts in your chest and does not leave until you close out the position 2 days later. You have a Bloomberg terminal at home now, $2,000 a month, the firm pays for it. You check it at 11 p.m., you check it at 2 a.m., you check it before you are fully awake. You have started therapy. You tell no one at work. At the Milken Institute Global Conference in Las Vegas, you meet a portfolio manager from Bridgewater who tells you something you have been slowly arriving at on your own. The market is never wrong. Your model is wrong. You write this on a napkin. You carry the napkin home in your jacket pocket. You find it 6 weeks later doing laundry. Your first big year, the book returns 14%. Your bonus is $280,000. You stare at the number in the email for a long time. Then you think, I could do more. This is the most dangerous thought you have ever had. It is also the thought that will define the next decade. Level 5. Senior trader. The market becomes personal. You are 31. You are a vice president now, running a book of $150 million. 2 junior traders report to you. You are responsible for their errors, their development, and their morale. You have forgotten what it felt like to not think about markets. You are not sure this is a problem. You are not sure it is not. Your total compensation in a good year is between $800,000 and $1.2 million. In a bad year, $400,000. The range does not frighten you the way it used to. It focuses you instead, which is either the same thing or its opposite. You have developed what traders in your circle call a trading thesis. Yours involves the relationship between implied volatility in energy options and geopolitical risk premiums. You call it the friction model internally. You have never written it down formally. It lives in your head and in your positions. The Federal Reserve's 2022 rate hiking cycle, 425 basis points in 12 months, either made or destroyed traders at your level. You navigated it, barely. There was a week in October where you were down $4.3 million on the book, and you sat at your desk at 6 p.m. on a Friday and did not move for 20 minutes. Then you rebuilt the position. By year-end, you were up. You have been quoted anonymously in a Bloomberg Markets article about natural gas pricing, 9 words. You have read them 40 times. Every Sunday at 4 p.m., you read through the full week's position summary for 90 minutes with a single glass of bourbon. Your partner calls this church. They are not entirely wrong. You are asked to present the friction model to the head of equities. The head of equities says, build it out. Give me a full presentation. This is not a promotion. It is the thing that leads to one. Level 6, Director. You are now the voice in the room. You are 36. You have moved to Citadel Securities. You are a portfolio manager running $450 million in capital. You sit on risk committees. Junior traders are brought to meet you the way you were once brought to meet senior traders. You remember exactly what they are feeling. You do not let them see that you remember. Your compensation in a strong year exceeds $2 million. You have a financial advisor at Northern Trust now, an actual human being, to manage the money you are making managing money. The irony is not lost on you. You think about it sometimes on the car service to JFK. At Citadel, your capital allocation is reviewed quarterly. If your Sharpe ratio falls below 1.0 for 2 consecutive quarters, your book is reduced. This is called being cut. Traders who are cut rarely recover at the same firm. You have watched it happen to 2 people you respected. You do not let yourself think about it directly. You let it sit at the edge of your awareness where it does its job. You travel to London 3 times a year. You have a car service. You no longer carry an umbrella because someone always checks whether it will rain. You call a major macro position correctly, short the euro against the dollar ahead of an ECB policy miss, and the trade generates $47 million for your book in 11 trading days. This number circulates through certain rooms. You are now, in those rooms, a name. You feel this as a weight as much as an achievement. You have hired an analyst whose job is partially to challenge your assumptions. You call this building in friction. It is the friction model, applied now to your own psychology. This is the smartest thing you have done professionally, and you know it. Your relationship either survived this level or it did not. If it survived, it is because someone extraordinary decided to stay, or because you made a deliberate choice to put the phone down on Sunday evenings, or both. You know which one it was. You carry that knowledge quietly. Level 7, Managing Director, running the desk, shaping the strategy. You are 42. You are Managing Director of Equity Derivatives Trading. You manage a team of 16 traders and analysts. You sit in the room where capital allocation decisions are made for the entire trading division. You are responsible for the aggregate P&L of a desk running approximately $2 billion in exposure across multiple books. You are no longer primarily a trader. You are a leader who trades. The distinction matters more than you expected it to. Your total compensation in a strong year is between $3 and $6 million. You have stopped tracking it the way you used to. You are genuinely uncertain whether this represents wisdom or a kind of numbness, and you think about the question occasionally without resolving it. You attend the Federal Reserve's Jackson Hole Economics Symposium, not as press, not as an academic, as a representative of institutional capital that the Fed is aware it must communicate with. You shake hands with people you once read about in textbooks. You remember reading about them. They do not know this. You have written an internal white paper on tail risk in options markets. A professor at the University of Chicago Booth School of Business has cited it in a working paper. You do not mention this at work. You mention it once, precisely once, to your mother. She asks if that means you are famous. You say not exactly. You wake up at 4:30 every morning not to check markets. Someone on the overnight team does that. But because your body no longer knows how to sleep past 4:30, this has been true for 11 years, you have made peace with it. Early mornings are the only quiet you reliably get. You have a standing Thursday dinner with 3 other MDs from competing firms, one from Goldman Sachs, one from Belayasny Asset Management, one from JP Morgan. That is officially social and unofficially the most information-dense 2 hours of your week. None of you discuss specific positions. You discuss frameworks, tendencies, what the market seems to be doing with uncertainty. This is more valuable. You navigate your desk through the regional banking stress of March 2023. The week Silicon Valley Bank fails, your floor is chaos. You run 3 risk committee calls in a single day. Your desk finishes the quarter up 6.2% when the rest of the floor is flat or negative. The CEO mentions your desk by name in an all-hands meeting. You nod once. You go back to your desk and start preparing for the next quarter. Level 8, the peak. What mastery looks like and what it costs. You are 51. You are the global head of trading at a firm whose name appears in every serious financial publication, or you have launched your own global macro fund with $8 billion under management, or you sit at the apex of the buy side at a place where your performance record is known at the highest levels of the organization. The mythology of Wall Street, from this vantage point, looks exactly like what it always was, a story that talented young people tell themselves to get through the early years. The reality is both smaller and larger than the myth. Smaller because the people at the top are just people, eating lunch, making errors, sleeping badly. Larger because the decisions made in rooms like yours move through the real economy in ways that are invisible to almost everyone they affect. Your total compensation in a strong year exceeds $10 million. Most of it is performance-linked. You stopped thinking about the number itself somewhere around year 18. What you think about now is the quality of the decision-making. The number is downstream of that. You have built something. Not just a fund or a desk, a framework, a way of reading markets that is genuinely yours, refined over 27 years of being wrong in specific ways and learning from the specific shape of each wrongness. The friction model became a formal risk methodology used across 3 desks. It has been stress-tested against every major market event since 2008. It has held, you know things now that you could not have been told at 22. You know that conviction and stubbornness are indistinguishable until the trade resolves. You know that the traders who last are not the ones who are never afraid, they are the ones who have developed a productive relationship with fear, who use it as information rather than noise. You know that the market is not an opponent, it is a system that reflects the aggregate of human uncertainty, and your job, always, has been to understand uncertainty better than the person on the other side of the trade. You mentor 2 junior traders now with a deliberateness you did not receive at their stage. You meet with them individually every other Friday at 7 a.m. in your office on the 44th floor. You ask them what they got wrong that week before you ask them what they got right. This is the most important thing you teach them, and you never say it directly. You still read the EIA Petroleum Report every Thursday at 10:30 a.m. Some habits are not habits anymore. They are just who you are. On a Tuesday morning in October, a 20-year-old summer analyst from Georgetown walks onto the trading floor for the first time. She is wearing a suit. She is carrying a copy of Flash Boys. She stops just inside the door and looks at the screens, all of them, the whole floor, and her face does exactly what your face did the first time. That specific expression, wonder and quiet terror, held together. She does not yet know what she said yes to. Neither did you.
Hey, if you made it to the end of this video, thank you. These stories take a lot of time to put together, so do me a favor and hit the subscribe button and leave a like. It means a lot. See you in the next one. Bye.